Hi, my bee-friendly plant of the day, my busiest plant right now in my garden with bees is broom. Perhaps not the first plant that springs to mind when you're thinking of what to grow to encourage bees, but broom is absolutely brilliant at this time of year. It's the middle of May, kind of middle of spring, a bit of a cloudy day, but there's tons of honeybees and a whole load of different bumblebees flying around collecting pollen and nectar. Absolutely glorious. So broom is it's a native British species, but the native variety is bright yellow. Latin name is a bee, bumblebee of some sort. Confused by me being here. Latin name is Cytisus scoparius, if I recall correctly. This is a garden cultivar, goldfinch, but all the brooms I've ever seen seem to be pretty attractive to bees. It's a member of the pea family again, like wisteria that I've covered before, and lots of plants that are really popular with bees. Think of clover and vetches and trefoils in our wild meadows, or in our gardens, runner beans and peas, of course. The proper name for the pea family is the Fabaceae for some reason. Let's not worry about that. One of the reasons bees like them, we think, is that pea family plants seem to have particularly protein-rich pollen. Bees collect pollen as their main source of protein to feed to their offspring. And peas seem to, perhaps because they are nitrogen fixing, they have root nodules with bacteria in them that can capture nitrogen from the air and turn it into usable nitrates, which are used to build protein. So that may be why they can afford to put more protein into their pollen, but for whatever reason they do. And that may explain why bees like to visit them and collect the pollen. Flowers are quite cool, actually. I don't know if you've ever looked closely at a pea flower or a pea family plant flower. I'm not sure how well that's going to focus. Let me just see. So they're bilaterally symmetrical, and broom has this rather cool mechanism where the anthers curl up. So this is the anther, this orange thing with the pollen on it. And it curves up and it puts pollen on the back of the bees. I'll try to show you that in a minute. It's rather cool. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's have a look, see what bees we can see visiting it. See, here we have a white-tailed bumblebee with a big smear of pollen on its back from those curved anthers I mentioned to you. It's quite clever because by placing the pollen on the back of the bee, it's hard for the bee to groom it into its pollen baskets. And any pollen that goes into the pollen baskets goes to feed baby bees, doesn't go to pollinate broom flowers. So from the plant's perspective, putting it somewhere the bee can't easily reach is a good idea. There's an early bumblebee worker collecting pollen. Honeybees busy grooming pollen into its pollen baskets. Oh, I've just spotted a big red-tailed bumblebee queen. Look at her. Well, she was a bit disturbed by me, I'm afraid. So there you have it. If there's just one thing, Michael Mosley style, you can do for the bees today, plant a broom. You can buy them readily from most garden centres. You can grow them from seed. or you can take cuttings, but this is the wrong time of year for that. You should take cuttings in late summer. And they like a sunny spot with ideally a well-drained soil. They really like sandy soils, which I don't have, but mine seems to be thriving and the bees are loving it. So, grow some broom. Okay, until next time, see you soon.